I've been working on an indie dungeon crawler game for over a year now, and the game is almost done. Most of the levels are in place, and the core mechanics are complete. But one thing that the game really needs is more abilities. So in this devlog, I'm going to be adding 2 new spells to the game, and I'll also go over all the other work that the team has done in the last month. The reason the game needs so many abilities is that all around the map there are chests that give you one random ability, and I need to make sure you don't run out early on. Obviously, the first step to creating an ability is having an idea for one. I have a few ideas that I've made a small list of, but they're certainly not enough. If you have any ideas, please post them in the comments so we can add them to the game. I selected an ability idea from a few months ago. It's called the Shockwave, and it is, you guessed it, a shockwave. The idea is that when you activate it, it does 1 damage to all the enemies in a tiny radius. The main power comes in when there's a swarm. Every enemy that gets hit shoots out its own shockwave, so you can create a chain reaction and wipe out tons of enemies with one ability. Before I actually code the ability, I need to make some graphics for it. I had a few ideas for what it could look like, such as a lightning bolt shocking the enemies, but I went with a simple circle that expands quickly. Speaking of abilities, you can actually activate one right now by clicking this weird button that says subscribe on it. It doesn't actually do anything, but click it anyway. Creating the pixel art for this ability was quite easy because it's literally just a circle. After I created this abstract masterpiece, I got to coding the ability. I'm not going to go into the specifics of how it works, mostly because it doesn't work. The game just crashes when you use it. The problem is, the enemy shocks the second enemy, but then the second enemy shocks the first one, creating an infinite loop, so I just made the enemies only be able to be shocked once, and it worked. Since the ability actually worked, and it was really fun to use, I decided to go on to the next thing. People have been complaining about the massive arrow that appears when a stun enemy is about to attack, so I decided to replace it with this cool animation I made. I'm really happy with it, but it would be a shame to let this arrow art go to waste since it took me all of 15 minutes to make, so now it's time to make another ability. The next ability is really simple, an arrow that points towards the end of the level, allowing you to find your way. This could be used to cheat your way through the labyrinth level, or to lead you straight into a trap. This ability would have been simple to add if I were a competent programmer. Unfortunately, I ended up making it do exactly the opposite of what it was supposed to do, so I just rotated it 180 degrees and it worked. That's all the work we've done on the actual game so far, but don't click off the video yet. We've also done some other work. Madcat34 wrote more of the story, and then created concepts for some of the story art. Colonel Turtle has been working on the art, and he's finished some of it. I'll show some of the art on screen now. We've also planned over a dozen new abilities, but we still need many more, so if you have any ideas, please post them below. Go join the Patreon, link in the description, so we can buy the Pacific Ocean. See, it says Pacific Ocean. Anyway, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed, please subscribe, follow us on Twitter, and join our Discord server for constant updates.